learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watches coming in on August 7th, 2020, and the stock market is going up because of inflation. Sounds a little bit weird. We've been talking about this. Again, gold and silver's been going crazy. The dollar's been weakening. The stock market's been going up. More all-time highs on the NASDAQ. The S&P is approaching, and now Apple is almost a $2 trillion company. This is big. I remember not too long ago, maybe, I don't know, less than 6 months ago, it was about the 1 trillion was a very, very big deal. So this is important, but there's a few things going on. So I want to talk about what happened in the market today. We're going to go over what to look for tomorrow. It's looking like a Froggy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready. And even talk about some of the economics and as well as the other keys. So lot to go over. I hope you guys are ready. Let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life. And yes, tomorrow is Bring a Friend to Cult Day. So all of you are allowed to bring one person. So bring somebody. I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be exciting. And thank you for all doing it. And thank you for being here. And I love you. And I hope you guys are ready. But the most important thing you need to do, post your watches below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything. Post them below and source that info. But we got that out of the way right off the bat. The first thing, politics and this mini inflation cycle. That's going to be the main thing to watch here. That was the main thing, even kind of from the big kahuna of earnings last week. We saw the political stuff with the stimulus. We even had some of the events we saw this week. There's still COVID, all that stuff going on, but it looks like with where the market's at, gold and silver are screaming. How the dollar's moving, it's screaming. How TLT is, it's all screaming. It's kind of like a wait for any second kind of moment, but at the end of the day, this is that little mini inflation cycle, and it seems to be linked to the politics. So these are the main things I'm watching for. We're going to talk about this. I have a nice little chart to show you, but this is going to be the main thing. Tomorrow's going to be Friday. Then we're going to come into the weekend. I would watch for any developments over the weekend, maybe Middle East tensions, anything that could be surprising or could set anything that we're already watching off, or if any new information happens. But this could still take a few days or a few weeks here before we really get a better idea of what's going on, because there's no other information. And now we talked about this today. This kind of moved the market a little bit, but the election date, that is going to be the key thing. We talked about it. Even Trump said something about the vaccine, almost very, very humorous at that point. But this is the key I'm looking for. And I will tell you now, that is about, 2-3 months away now? So this is going to be an event, and a lot of things are going to happen. Pretty much if nothing develops very, very shortly before that, it's going to save a lot of that momentum coming into the election, or it's going to move after that. So that's how I'm kind of setting checkpoints, looking at my timeline. We're watching different stuff here, but these are going to be my main keys coming into next week and all that. We'll see how the news develops. There's a lot of stuff, even that TikTok deal with Microsoft and how it's moving the market, but there's little things like that. So those are going to be the main things. I will show you when we get to the plays and the charts what I'm talking about with kind of this mini inflation cycle, so you could see what's going on. But even with the title of this video, this is what's happening. This is what we saw today. Again, gold and silver, I cannot say it enough, but at this point, everything is going up. Stock prices are going up. The dollar's going down. We've talked about with bonds, again, commodities. This inflation is being seen and felt, and it's kind of having an effect, again, on the market. I mean, this is a little bit of a tinfoil, but this is what I even said at one point. Once we kind of know when this inflation cycle stops or what's going to happen with the stimulus, that's why this politics stuff is so important. It's going to give us more information on the real value of things. And if there really has been an inflationary cycle and inflation is existing, meaning prices go up, things cost more money. If you really the dollar lost a lot of value, a lot of these companies that reported, that means they made less than they actually did. So the question is, when do we see this kind of timing play out? When does the dollar stop moving and pretty much lend a turn to the bond bonds, and that will kind of tell us. So I hope you're ready. But finally, coming into tomorrow, there was somewhat big beats as far as earnings. There was two 30% movers, which caught my eye. Not really the companies I would usually play, but that's kind of telling us something, and I think it's going to be a Froggy Friday. Again, we've seen some good continuation. Some of the ones that we hit, they actually hit really well. So I think there's going to be opportunity, and with Apple at this $2 trillion mark, and with some of that job owning and news has to do with some of the plays I'm looking at, there could be stuff to push, not necessarily tech, but the Dow and S&P 100, because remember, they are not at all-time highs yet. So we'll see how tomorrow is, if there's any rotation, spark, job own, news, anything. Again, the jobless claims this morning were better than expected, and that was good, but it faded off, and then we got carried away towards the end of the day. But tomorrow's going to be an interesting one. Control the balances. Don't get too jumpy. We will always see, but let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, 4 different plays coming into tomorrow. Again, kind of keeping it a broader list just in case if there's no real momentum or continuation, we won't take it. But you've kind of seen the market this week. You've seen premiums. It's been pretty decent. So the first one, these are the first two. These ones caught my attention. I wouldn't normally play these, but they moved a lot after hours. So Groupon and TrueCar, they both moved 30% or more. TrueCar's up 50%. Groupon is up 33%. So that means the contracts, depending on if they add more or not tomorrow, we will see. But usually they could move a lot. These are the ones where the first 10, 15 minutes, they're going to kind of sell off, or maybe even 5 minutes, and then they'll move. So I'm going to watch. You guys have seen it. Those are the ones we've been going for. We tried it on Roku today and missed. We were up on it a little bit, but you also saw it work on Disney. But then, it could take some time. But I'm going to be watching for it. Hopefully it sets up. If not, we will overlook those. But for the most part, any companies that move like that after hours, I do kind of want to watch them the next day. So those are the first two. And then finally, the other play, I made these today. We grabbed Uber for earnings. We played both ways on the strangle. I spent about $200 both way, but I got a UAL. It says cancel, but I have it here in my portfolio. I got these 57.50s, got 20 of them at 24 cents. There you go. So they're right there. Got them at 24 cents. I wanted to quick flip these off the news. So there was news that they're going to be loosening some of the travel restrictions. Again, they got the job owning yesterday. They shot up, and then they kind of chilled out. So I was hoping that it was going to continue and I'd be able to quick flip. I was up for a little bit. Wasn't enough, so I'm stuck in it. Good thing, it had time on there. So I'll be writing that out, but I want to see if these continue tomorrow, if there's any more job owning of that nature, or it makes sense. They might want to spur the travel industry through job owning. They've been talking about it, so we'll see. But there's that play. And then finally, the last play, it's actually related to that. Same industry, same type of news, TripAdvisor. But what caught my eye with Trip, we have an old play on that. So coming back to here, remember these TripAdvisor, these $30 calls, we got them at 42 cents. I bought 10 of them. They dropped in value. They're down 50%, but they shot up kind of out of nowhere today, or a little bit at least. But I have my eye on those because these are some that are duds. But if you could get closer to the money, that would be better. But I'm going to be watching the travel companies. Again, same type of logic there, but watch them. Those were the plays we made today. I got that, the UAL. We sold out 2 of the WDCs. That paid for the whole entire strangle. Sold 4 of those free Facebook weeklies from last week. If you guys remember that. We did that play, quick flip. Last Friday, I think, had it to this week. Those went up, but even though Facebook did good, this is a lesson in weeklies just to understand. I sold out 11.51, so that's right here into the high. It was already up a pretty decent amount at 260. These are 275 calls, and they expire tomorrow, so that's why you got to be careful with weeklies and understand. But take a look. I'm sure this gets a lot of people, especially if you're new. This is why you should paper trade. None of this is a recommendation. Well, the paper trade's a recommendation, but not the plays that I do, But we sold at 260. The stock ended up going $5 more, even throughout the rest of the day. But this contract expires tomorrow, and it's the right to buy the stock at 275. So I sold out of these at 42 cents a pop, even though Facebook is $5 higher than when I sold. Since there's less time, this thing closed at 33 cents. So it did end up going at one point to $66. So I could have got a little bit more, but for the most part, you can see how it kind of held that value. It went up a little bit for a little bit of time and then came down. It's because if tomorrow this thing isn't above 275, and then at this case 275 and 40 cents in the money, these contracts won't be worth 40 cents. So I had 5 of them, sold 4. I'll keep one just in case it went crazy. Take the profit, secure it because expiration. So there's that. Still riding. We still have those old September calls. And then I also have those Disneys from earlier this week. Those are rocking really good. So still in those, watching those as the rest of the continuations. Watch Apple again, Disney, Facebook, even Uber. I want to see how that plays out and if they have one. But I'm hoping it goes down, I would want to add some more of this to the long-term chair since we've been stacking up some cash. But finally for you, this is the chart I wanted to show you guys. I will elaborate on this more. I encourage you to ask me about this on stream so we could have a good discussion, and I'm going to go into this. But here's TLT overlaid with UUP. So this is TLT right here, kind of the red and green. Yellow and purple is the dollar, but this is the 5-year chart. Try and notice something here. We've been talking about this. That's what I'm saying with the stock market is going up because of it's an inflation. It's the first time in 5 years where you've really seen a longer-winded divergence where pretty much UUP was on the lower end of all of this. So very technical with what I'm showing you in a way, but I hope you could pin together some of the story here with what is going on with dollar and bonds. And now that's what I'm saying. Ask me about this. I'm going to elaborate on it, but this is just something I wanted you to see if you were on stream today. So we will talk about this tomorrow. It will be a fun Friday, maybe some economics, maybe some game, maybe some bachelor. I don't know. But either way, I hope you're ready. I hope the balances are controlled, budgeted. I hope you're doing okay. Chill out, relax, don't force it. This is a great opportunity. Don't forget, if you don't know what to play right now, the election will be an event, and you could just wait till that one moment. I could almost assure that. Well, none of it's a guaranteed recommendation. You know what it is. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you in the game and showing love. And remember, it doesn't start with just one. Don't get clapped. You're not going to get clapped doing something the first time. The thing that's going to clap you is a little small behavior you've been letting slide. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen. But the code loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.